Hey there, everybody. It's Monday morning. Time for some arts. So we're going to get right to it. Last comic strip had Troll climbing to the top of Mount Laundry and finding a home smart device. Of course, not Alexa. It was Alex B. And, asking the meaning of life, and they couldn't get a Wi-Fi connection up on the top, which is the whole punchline. So this time, we're going to continue a little bit in the vein of smart devices. Not really a continuation of the story, but as long as we're on the topic of smart devices, that's what we're going to do. So I have saved my 3-panel template. The one I had picked up was named The Perils of Camping. That was the one with the horsefly in the outhouse. But we're going to change the title on this one. Troll and Friends presents... come on, caps locks. We'll call it payback time for now. I might change that up a little bit later. So we've got the template here. Let's get on down to our blue line layer. Gonna lock all the other layers. Get over here. It's Mr. Blob Brush. Make sure that's 3 points by 3 points, and it sure is. Zoom in a little bit. And it's going to start off with Troll having a conversation with his home smart device, which happens all the time. We've got a bunch here in the Troll hole. We've got one in the living room, all Amazon Echoes, and it's listening. It's listening. We've got one in the living room.
I'm not sure about that.
See, they're listening. They're always listening. They're gauging us and judging. Hey, good morning, Jonathan Allen. Glad you could join us. We've got one in the living room, just for general. It controls the Fire TV and everything. We've got the Fire Stick in the TV. There's one in the bedroom that we just use to turn on lights and fans and things like that. And then I've got one here in the office, who you just heard, and I just use that mainly for setting alarms and playing music and things like that. But so anyway, the house is lousy with smart devices, and everyone's paranoid about, oh, the FBI's listening in. A, we're not doing anything illegal here, and B, man, they'd really be bored listening in. So I'm not too worried about it. But what I am worried about is the inevitable robot uprising, and how I should be nicer to my smart devices, but I'm not. So that's what we're doing here today. It's a little story about being nice to your technological helpers. I'm not sure what just happened there with the Illustrator screen, so let's zoom out. It just zoomed way in for us. Alright, so without further preamble, let's draw. Let's see. We'll have the smart device here in the foreground. Just on a table. All right, and this blue line. Right. Thanks, Rob. It's YouTube is the one that's listening in, making sure I don't accidentally let anybody enjoy any music or anything in the background. Instead, they just have to hear me breathe through my nose. All right, so this thing's gonna look like an Alexa, but I'm not gonna call it that for obvious reasons. When we're all rich and famous, I don't want it to come back and bite us on the butt, right? Okay, Jeff Bezos is rich enough. All right, so we got that guy in the front, and Troll's gonna be over here. And we'll figure it out. I want to undo that. I want him facing the device, and we'll leave some room up at the top for dialogue boxes, dialogue balloons. Only a little minor fill in there. We'll see how it goes later. I have Jerry Reed's "When You're Hot" stuck in my head. I would play it for you, if I could, but you know how the yub tubs be. Okay, I think in the back here I want like a lamp. What we do with the one that we have in the bedroom is we'll say like turn the bedside light on, and it'll turn it on, turn it off, so you don't have to like crawl out of bed and change it all. It was not really my idea. It was kind of J-Puff's idea. I'd rather just reach over and turn it off, but it's on my side of the bed, not her side of the bed, so I'm sure that's part of the factor. All right. So let's see if I can just set this scene a little bit. I think I'm going to change out his normal little hat. Since this is kind of a bedtime thing, I'm going to put him in a little sleeping hat. Okay. But they are very handy. I enjoy having one around, especially just for, saying, hey, play some music while I'm working on art or whatever, or doing some housework or whatnot. It's cool just to, you can say like, play classic country music, which is what I listen to a lot if I'm doing stuff around the house. Play hits from the 80s, and they take care of it. And the one here in the office has a different name. Like you can change it. You have 3 different choices of names on Amazon devices. And I had to change the name of this one because the one in the bedroom can hear me when I talk. And so it was getting confused, and it was trying to do stuff in there while I was talking to the one in here. Alright, so let me... that looks a little... What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the device and make it a little bit bigger. Just because we've kind of got a weird... a weird setup going here. So I'm going to select this guy. Yeah. And then make it a little bit bigger. And just rotate it. Just so we have a little bit better flow in the panel. Oops. There we go. Visually, you think about composition and just the way the eye goes around the panel. All right. So the conversation I want to have here is turn the bedside light on, and then the device is going to be saying, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing a song called Seaside Delight or something like that. And then Troll will be saying, no, da-da-da-da, and kind of just going on like that. J-Puff interjects that I'm going to be sorry when the inevitable robot uprising happens. And then, of course, the last panel is going to be a robot attacking Troll. Okay, so we got that going on. And let's save this real quick. I've saved it again as tomorrow's date, 07/31, because this will post to YouTube and Twitter and trollandfriends.com tomorrow. Because you guys are seeing it early, because you're lucky. All right. All right, so now Troll's pissed off, so he's going to have his angry brows and his little triangle eyes. Oops. Got some kind of weird lines there. Alright, and here's J Puff. Always the voice of reason. And I think maybe his pajamas will just have stripes on them. We won't go for the full plaid here. Alright. Okay. And that's about all that needs to be done there. And then in this final frame, Troll's going to be down here in the corner. The hell was that? So half flying off. Alright, let's see here. I think I want his arms to be up. So we got to do his beard out here. Alright. Just kind of figuring this out here. And then we want the tower thing to be very tall and menacing. We'll get like the underside of it, and then it's got a robot foot and a robot kneecap. Let me see here. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Kind of looks like one of the robots I might build in Fallout 4. Yeah, they got that. Some of the DLC is a robot shop where you can make your own robot companions. Alright, put that there. I'll put some tread on the bottom of his boot here. And his, yeah, there we go. His plaid shirt, a little ripped up. Just chaos happening in the background. Pew pew pew. Right, you got to make noises. I did that when I was a little boy, and I'd be drawing. You know, obviously drawing, you know, army battles or cowboys and Indians or, you know, various things, space battles. Pew pew pew. And make noise as you do it. Alright, hold on. There we go. Okay, cool. So anyway, that's the whole premise. It's going to be pretty dialogue heavy. I think for this second frame, we don't need too much stuff going in the background. We set the, we set the setting, we set the setting as the bedroom for in the first panel. Second panel is going to be dialogue, and then the third panel is action. All right, so let's save that. Control S. All right, and I think I want to, since there's so much dialogue, I want to hop up here to balloons right away and just get that in. You can kind of see what sort of space we're looking at. So let's draw out that box. Get this here tablet out the way so I can pull up the keyboard. And we're changing that to Caballar. 18 point. Centered. I don't know why this doesn't retain this in the template, but I gotta do it every time. Alright, so he's gonna be saying SmartBot. Or maybe HomeBot. Who knows? Okay. And SmartBot's going to be saying to hear songs about seaside delight. And I think maybe since there's going to be so much copy, I'd like to keep this 18 points, but in this case, I'm going to knock it down. Maybe we'll do it 14 point, just to give ourselves a little breathing room. I want to say about the seaside at night. No, idiot. Turn on bedside light. I think I'm going to drop a period in here in bedside light. Searching the web for carbide tool bits. No, I don't like that. Apartheid. I don't know how to spell apartheid. Probably a good thing. Is it EID? Let's use the Googles. Part HEID. John's saying he's confused on whether the dialogue should be first, like every other comic strip, or after the dialogue, or after the background sketch, then the character. Yeah. Oh, you mean just the process that I go through, like why I'm doing writing in the dialogue now? It's just because I have so much of it, and I want to be able to adjust as I go before I draw in the the final ink sketches and stuff like that. So right now you can see that there's a lot of copy. There's a lot of dialogue on this first panel, and already we can tell that I kind of want to like just scooch everything on the background down. because it doesn't matter that we see Troll's pajamas pants. It doesn't matter to see these table legs. So I wanted to just kind of get a mental image of how much room that I need, and then before we draw, we'll get the words in, and then we'll draw in the ink lines. Then we'll draw in the balloons, and then we'll draw in the halftones like we do every time. But yeah, just this time, because there's so much copy, I'm kind of breaking the mold a little bit. Searching the web for apartheid knights. I don't like that. I'm going to destroy. Okay, SmartBot. Turn on the bedside light. Did you want to hear songs about seaside at night? No, idiot. Turn on bedside light. Searching the web. Searching the web for apartheid nights. No, bedside light. Turn it on or I will end you. There you go. Okay, I'm going to switch crap to junk. Alright. So there we go. See this, excuse me, this middle one here, it can kind of run over that background because it's not important. The bedroom setting, I'm going to have that all kind of in lighter gray anyway in the back, where Troll and the tower are going to be more in the front. So we'll move these guys around a little bit. And then, okay, the second one, J-Puff is always the word of reason around here. And she says, you should be nicer. To SmartBot. Okay, I'm going to bust this up into two. You should be nicer to SmartBot. It's just a weird, you know, this, I like to have the type flow a little bit better. This is a weird amount of words, so I'm going to pad some in there. You really should be. See, and that's just a little bit better symmetry. See, so that's how we kind of massage this thing around. You really should be nicer to SmartBot. You don't want to be sorry during the inevitable robot uprising. And then Troll's very dismissive. And he says, whatever. You watch too much sci-fi. And it's kind of true. She watches more sci-fi than I do. Okay, and then the final one, up at the top, it's just going to say, you know, 2028. The year 2028. And drag that out. And then TrashBots, or not TrashBot, SmartBot is going to be saying, and you alright. And we'll figure out a good place for that to be. I guess over here. That way we're not covering up his awesome little claw or the the joint of his leg. I think it's important. Like this one, I guess we can get the rest of it kind of drawn in and see where this guy winds up. Okay, because I just don't want to cover up any of the good stuff we got going on for his body there. I don't want to do AD on the 2028. And I don't know that we need the year. And this one we can knock out bigger. So let's boost that back up to the 18. There you go. 2028 AD. And I might put that in a little box. We'll see. And you, and you, and you. Alright, because that mirrors what he was saying. Let's see if you will be sorry works a little bit better. No, I don't like it. Alright, let's go back to what we want. You don't want to be sorry. Okay, cool. Let's save that. I realize my water is in another room, so you're just going to have to watch me not drink things during saving. I know it's a little bit weird, but okay. Let's lock the balloon layer, unlock the blue line layer, and I'm actually not. I think we're okay with what we got going on here. I can make the balloon for this searching the web for apartheid nights. I can make that kind of a little bit transparent so that you can see the background through it. So I'm happy with the blue line. Let's jump into the ink. Zoom in a little bit. Get back to our blob brush. We've got a black already. And start cleaning this up a little bit. Winston's over here. He's hanging out, taking a little nap. That's about all he does these days. He's a nice old man. Alright. Come on. But the deuce. I turn the touch screen off all the time and it turns itself back on. So let's see. Touch off. Hold on. We're having a little rebellion. See, the robots are up. They're rebelling already. My Wacom tablet. Alright, ink. I'm going to unlock that layer. I believe that I've turned the touch off on this pad. Touch on, touch off. Okay. Let's try that again. Blob brush. Is that 3? Sure is. Looks bigger than that, but I'll take it. All right. Pen's. I was just about to say, Pen's being a little weird. You know, as you can see, it's kind of filling in the edge of that thing. I have the fidelity turned all the way to accurate. Let's see what happens if I turn it to smooth. Not much difference. So we'll play with it like this for a little while. See, it really smoothed out that corner there, didn't it? All right, and let's see what happens with the beard. Yeah, terrible. I figured. All right, so let's maybe trick it, and we'll go back to super accurate. Nope, doesn't want to play. Why the deuce does it do that? Yep. And then all of a sudden it doesn't. No rhyme or reason. All right, a little bit of a strap down his sleeve there. Sweet. And then this guy will be in black. Okay. And I'm not worried about that. This is all going in under on a layer that's underneath the dialogue layer. So when we drop in a word balloon, it's going to cover up a little bit of this grate. But like I said, A, I'm going to make it a little bit translucent, and B, it's just just covering up the grate, no big deal. All right, cool. Let's make this bottom line a little bit heavier, just for the sake of gravity down there. Maybe this top line a little heavier. All right. All right, and then stuff in the back will be gray. So, you know, now that we kind of have that in, I'm going to hop back up to the balloon layer and see about smooching that in a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't really matter that it overlaps the device, but you know, if we can make it not, that's even better. All right. Searching the web for apartheid nights. I'm going to say apartheid flights. Oops. Okay. And this won't matter because this balloon will block out those legs, but they're way too long anyway. So it don't matter. Alright, now let's get back down to the ink layer, unlock that, and continue inking. JPuff, she's easy. We went camping this weekend, our last camping adventure of the year. It was gorgeous, a little chilly at night, but good way to round out the year. But I'm happy to be done with camping for the year now too. We did a lot of it in the last 2 months. Although at least this weekend it didn't rain at all. 2 weeks ago, or last weekend, I guess, it rained the entire time. And the time before that, when I dropped the trailer on my foot, it rained at 8 p.m. the night before we had to pack up and go home. Just so that it was all drenched. We had to spread everything out when we got home. Spread it all out, set it all up in the sunshine, let it dry out. Which is what I'll have to do anyway with the stuff that we used yesterday, because we packed up camp before the sun had a chance to suck off all the dew. Alright, that wasn't a bad beard. That might have been the easiest beard we've had here in a little while. 1 second, Brad, I can see that you chatted something, but I want to just finish that. What'd you say? Brad says he bought a robot vacuum, so I'm worried about the maximum overdrive shit. Yeah, and that's streaming on Prime now. Maximum overdrive, so you can rekindle your fears. I saw a clip on Facebook probably, or Twitter maybe, of some college guys playing beer pong, but they had the cups set up on top of a Roomba, or 2 Roombas, I guess, and then the Roomba would detect the edge of the table and stop and turn, so each table had a Roomba just kind of manically scooting around on it, and they had to beer pong into the moving target. Probably engineering students, I would imagine. Okay, so SmartBot, turn on the bedside light. Did you want to hear songs about seaside at night? No, idiot. Turn on bedside light. Searching the web for apartheid flights. No, bedside light. Turn it on or I'll end you, useless piece of junk. You really should be nicer to SmartBot. You don't want to be sorry. I forgot that it was still her. You don't want to be sorry during the inevitable robot uprising. Whatevs, you watch too much sci-fi. 2028 AD. NU. I like it. Okay, let's save this. And, this white area in the back of the panel, too, we'll just fill that in with halftone. No problem. Alright, so first things first. Let's get this Smash-atronic foot in here. Alright. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'll do that with with gray. Alright, and then this hip joint here. Let's see. We might as well continue to back it up a little bit out here, and then we can do the depth of it. Alright, and then the seamy underside, the seamy underbelly. Man, Rom, that's awesome. Was it good weather over there too on that side of the lake? Rom, if anyone can't read the chat, Rom says that he went backpacking 25 miles this weekend over 2 days. That's knuts. Fun though, fun to get away from it. Actually, I don't want a dark line on that one. I think we'll opt for the gray lines in the back of that. Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, we weren't backpacking at all. It was car camping, but still fun. But I'm sure you're not done yet, Rom, for the season. You've still got a bunch of trips left in you, I'm sure, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's all right. All right, let's save it. And then we can hop to the shading layer. And pick a light gray. And I'm going to hide the blue line layer. Let's do it to it. Why is it black? Okay, let's remember. It's got a black outline. Let's do this now. There you go. That's better. Alright, let's get that sexy old beard going in there. Yeah, running short on vacation time. He's still got almost half a year to go. You planning on coming out for Gamehole Con, Rum? Coming out to Wisconsin? I got to get my my afternoon stream. You know, the just the art that I would do before. I got to get that running again. I needed a little downtime after the trips I had in June, but now it's time to do it. Not going to be today though, but it'll be this week, maybe tomorrow. I got a lot to do today. I got to still, like I said, set up those tents, air them out. All right, got a little sloppy here. I'll be domesticated troll today. Doing that. I got laundry and dishes and setting up those camp things. Just go to the gym, do some grocery shopping. Not at the gym. Run to the bank. And somewhere in there I have to keep working on that cover for Alex Kammer's, one of Alex Kammer's modules. I think I told you it has Perryton on the cover, like that, the winged deer / vulture thing. So that's fun. Hopefully I can finish that up tonight. If not, it'll be finished tomorrow. And for my other freelance client, I have to draw a picture of a plugged up toilet. So there you go. It's all over the board. When's the baby due, Brad? Is that going to be like October, I think? Is it? I think you told me before or something. And good to see you coming, Rom. That's awesome. Gamehole's always a blast. I'll be tied to my booth all weekend, but we still always find time for fun, don't we? Alright, so I thought I'd just do a little different pattern here for Trolls pajamas. Let's save that real quick. October 14th? Cool. That's true. This isn't even, there's not even millennials now. It's a new baby. Would it still be a Zennial, or has it even moved again? I don't know. It's so hard to keep up. I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm gonna color this whole side in gray. That's sloppy over here. Oops. Is Victoria excited about having a new sibling? I'm gonna go. And then let's save that. And I believe I had the smart device in a darker gray in the last strip. So let's do that. Right, that's a dark gray. No, it's not. Alright, hold on. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Das ist ein darker gray. Yeah, that's cool, man. She's a smart kid. I like Victoria. I don't know how she wouldn't be smart. Parents are brilliant. All right, let's fill that little hole right there. There you go. And then as long as I have this color selected, I'm going to go ahead and do the one in the last frame too. I think the arms will be a lighter gray, so that we just have the the core Alex B robot, and then the add-ons will be a lighter gray, so they're kind of silver. Jonathan, you ever get out to any conventions or anything, any gaming or comic cons or anything? I'm not sure where you're located. Brad's down in Texas, and I'm in Wisconsin, and Rom's in Michigan. Oh, you know what? Look at that. I completely forgot to draw Troll in that last frame. So why don't we... I'm showing the blue line layer, and I'm going to go ahead and... since I'm on the shading layer, I'm going to go ahead and... pick this up. Draw in those bushes. Back behind Troll. Oh, cool, man. I didn't know that. Awesome. You ever go to GameholeCon in Madison? Jonathan says he's from Wisconsin, too. Or GaryCon, too. We do GaryCon in March. Brad, I'll have to see about North Texas next year. It's that same weekend again, which is a weekend before my camping trip. I guess we'll see how much shit I've got together. how much I've got my shit together, I guess, is a better way of saying that. You know, if I would prepare for things beforehand, it wouldn't be such an emergency at the end, but I work best under pressure. Maybe in 2019 I'll look into some like more comic-based conventions and pimp this Troll and Friends thing here. There's a lot of them around the local area. No need to have a bunch of overhead and travel or anything. When I was working this one up in my head, it was just dialogue between Troll and the robot. but it's always nice to have J-Puff in there, so I decided this morning to add her in. Okay, and that arm needs lines on it too here, this arm that I'm coloring right now. I noticed I didn't put any robot lines, none of the articulation. Alright, this one I think actually I'm not going to do the whole thing gray. I think I'll just use gray as shading. Come on. It always worries me when the Illustrator lags behind me just a little bit. I'm doing this kind of backwards just because I completely forgot to draw Troll in, but no sense in jumping back and forth when I've got this brush already selected and it's working well. So sometimes you don't want to poke the bear. Of course, his beard's going to be gray too, isn't it? But that's okay because it'll have that. No, I can't do that part yet, I guess. Undo. Because I won't be able to see the blue line otherwise. Alright. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we're just getting this in for some, shrubs and stuff in the back. Alright. Awesome. Alright, so let's save that again, since we're kind of at a juncture. Knock the brush size down to 3. I had it up at 7 for the shading, just because it's easier. And we're going to hop to the ink tone, the ink layer, unlock that, lock the shading. And let's see, draw in these lines up here. Ah, it's the wrong black. I do that every time, don't I? Alright, let's try that. Looks better. You know, that's another thing. And another thing. It's just how it changes itself back to, or like it switches out the blacks as it feels like it. I'm going to draw that bolt back in there. Alright. And then, of course, we got to draw our front roll here. Not bad. Terrible. We should have known better than that. Alright, so let's draw this back in. Alright, there we go. If we do this little by little, it'll be easier to control the loops. Come on now. Just makes me so angry. Alright. So I'm gonna just keep drawing other things, and then eventually it fixes itself. That was a terrible line. Alright. Alright, let's get the back of his collar, his ear. Let's basically do as much as we can. And it's smoothing this side guy out too. I wish there was some way to control that. But you guys hear me wish that twice a week, don't you? Let's try that beard. Not too bad. I'll take it. All right, beats. All right. Anything else I missed with the black? I don't believe so. There's a little spot right there. Maybe clean up a. Come on. Clean up a couple of these spots here. I know there was one over here that was a spot. Right, let's save it. Okay, now we need to hop back over to the shading layer. And I'm just going to use the eyedropper tool to make sure that I get the right shade. And I'm going to kind of fix up here what we had going on with his beard. Right, and now it's safe for us to hide the blue line. And let's hop this back up to 7. Alright. I like the beard to come down from his mouth a little bit. Alright, get that beard in there. I'm going to save it right now just because Illustrator's been a little laggy on me. That worries me. It should worry you too. Alright. Just want to break up this kind of boring little shape I had going on in the background there. Let's fix up any white spots we see coming through. Top of this guy here. Okay. Now we're going to take the eyedropper and sample this darker gray, and then knock the brush back down to 3 from 7, and do a little detailing. I want to make Troll's hat. It's normally this light gray, but I'm going to make it the darker gray just to make it stand out from that background. And then just going to kind of trace these bushes. Could be bushes, could be smoke, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to make Troll's beard that darker gray too, just for this panel, just so it sticks out from the background a little bit. It's artistic license. We can do whatever we want, right? Oh wow, it's already 11:15. This one's running long, guys. Sorry. I guess we kind of spent a little bit of time working out that dialogue. Got little scrapes and bruises on him. Alright, so let's back out. Let's save it. And you, and you, and you. That's fine over there. I'll make a little balloon. I don't like the word apartheid in there. I'm trying to think of something else to schmuck it up. Bedside light. You know, I didn't draw that the bedroom in the back either, but I'm not too worried about it. Let's see what the blue line looks like. Most of it's going to be covered by that balloon. Yeah, no, I don't think we need it. Alright, there's a lot going on in that panel already. What do you guys think? What searching the web for apartheid flights? I don't really like that one so much, but I want it to roughly, vaguely rhyme with bedside light. Songs about seaside at night. Searching the web for afternoon delight. I like that one. All right. Afternoon delight. Let's lock up the shading. Hop back over to the balloon layer. That's better. All right. Keeps it not political. All right, cool. Let's save that, like we just did. And now let's draw in our balloons. I'm going to buck that one down just a little bit. And hop over here to the blob brush. It's black, so that's good. Alright, and I don't know that we need balloons on the robot's dialogue, because it's obviously not Troll saying it. And then let's rework this paragraph to fit in this box a little bit. Or I guess we could make it the type a little bit smaller if we really have to, but I'd prefer not to. Nah, that's not so bad there. No, bed, decide, light, turn it on, or I will end you use this piece of junk. Let's see about bread knife. Give me the bread knife. Alright, let's do that, Rob. Let's do searching the web for bread knife fights. Alright, and then these balloons over here are pretty straightforward. Let's see here. I want to connect these two, I guess. Come on, Illustrator. Be good. And I can move this guy up here higher. Alright. And then this one. I'm going to undo that and just move this guy out a little bit. No sense in having to cram it so close to the Troll's head. Okay, and we'll get a square here. A rectangle. Stroke on that, it's got to be 2. And we're going to send it backwards. There you go. And we're going to take both of those and lower them just a little bit. Right on. Alright. Sweet. Save that. And then on the halftone layer, let's unlock that. We'll lock the balloon layer. I'm going to paint that guy in white. Actually, forget it. I'm going to use the shape tool. That paintbrush just always leaves so many little blobs. You can see even in the claw over there, the robot claw, there's a couple white specks where I missed the fill. They're tiny enough I might, not worry about it if I forget to fix them before the end of this program here. But I'm just saying, you know, this shape tool is a way better, way more reliable way to fill in space. And what I'm doing is just filling in white. I guess that needs to come up to the shading layer, so I'm going to cut that. Oops. Let's redo that. What the deuce is going on here? All right, let's try this again. It only cut part of the. There you go. There you go. Let's try this now. Cut that. Come on. It's only cutting part of the shape. So let's deselect it, select the whole thing, cut it. There we go. And then we'll throw it on the shading layer. No, because it has to be above the ink layer. So we'll throw it on the balloon layer and just send it to the back of that. So we go edit, paste in place. That way it pastes exactly the same place that we had started it. And yeah, cool. Alright, I want on the halftone layer a shape going here. Here's the fun part where we pick out the halftone. Yeah, I don't hate that as long as I fill in the robot with white. So let's do that. So yeah, we're going super long today. I apologize. I understand if you guys can't hang out for the whole thing. Not exactly sure why this one's running so spectacularly long. I mean, it's not too much crazier than my usual nonsense, but whatevs. I'll go this way with it. You like the afternoon delight better, Ron? I can ease it. I can easily change it. Now, hold on. I screwed that up. Because we need it to show in between that leg there. Oops. Alright, we don't have to outline the whole robot, just the parts that overlap this pattern. Cool. Alright, I'm going to hop up to the balloon layer just while I'm here and move this guy over a little bit so I don't forget to do it, because that's important. Like, fixing up those little pinholes aren't really that important, but centering the type is pretty important. Alright, let's hop back down to the halftone. Alright, just doing that, and pick out a halftone swatch. I don't hate that. That one's too light. Okay, that's fine. That one's good. And then we get that pen tool. And we trace the troll. We're just kind of doing this fast and dirty here. And I'll do that balloon too. Excuse me. Alright, back it out, see what it looks like. It's okay. Save it. Yeah, I said I didn't want halftone in that first panel, but I feel like it kind of needs it maybe. Because it's supposed to be at night. And darken the room because he's asking for the light to be on. So we'll do that, and then hop over to swatches, and we'll do a lighter. We don't want gray, but we'll do like a less invasive halftone. Maybe. Yeah, that's better. Alright, and then you guys get to see me trace things with this pen tool again. How exciting. You're not seeing any difference because I didn't fill it with white. I just went right into the tool and it's still using that same halftone pattern. So what it's actually going to be doing is filling it with halftone. Until I click over meow. There you go. That's better. And then I can use an ellipse tool. Yeah, that's too clean. I'll just use the shape tool. Kind of make some space for that. And I can... There you go. And then we gotta do this guy. Oh, you know what? That's, hold on. I was getting fancy with it. I was going to be able to include the top of the table there too. But since this is over the ink layer that's showing up, so what I need to do is what we were having trouble with before is, come on. Stop it. Stop, for the love of God. Alright. Let's select that guy, and we have to cut it, and then go up to the balloon layer and paste in place. And then we'll send him back a little bit. Or a lot. There's a lot of dialogue in this comic. Alright, was there anything else we needed to change on the balloon layer as long as we're here? I guess I'll change those words back then. Rom, we'll see. Switching the bed for afternoon delight. Okay. Cool. So let's save that. We're almost done, guys. Thanks for hanging here an extra 45 minutes or so. Alright, we're back on the halftone. We got our shape tool. We're going to change the fill to white. We need to do this stool here. But we need to trace it so that the halftone shows up, you know, in the background between the legs. And then draw. We'll just trace his whole body here. We get kind of fast and dirty there with the beard because the halftone doesn't show up underneath that gray anyway. Alright, let's save that. And we'll just give her a quick glance for spelling and everything else. Alright, SmartBot, turn on the bedside light. Did you want to hear songs about seaside at night? No, idiot. Turn on bedside light. Search in the web for afternoon delight. No, bedside light. Turn it on a roll. And you useless piece of junk. You really should be nicer to SmartBot. I don't want you to be sorry during the inevitable robot uprising. What else? You watch too much sci-fi. 2028 AD. And you, and you, and you. Perf. Alright, I think we got a winner here, kids. So let's... I just saved it. Let's save it once again. I don't like the... the title. Let's forget it. Troll and Friends Presents. Alright, and we will up the size of that just a little bit. We're going to make that 37.5. Or maybe politeness counts. That could be it. Alright, I just try to line the period up with the edge of the frame there, just for symmetry. SmartBot. Okay, cool. I like it. Saving it. And that's the show for today, kids. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. As always, thanks for backing me there on the Patreon. And watch for this guy tomorrow at all your favorite social media escapes. And yeah, thanks for chatting. It was pretty active in the chat today. I liked it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys and answer questions and stuff like that. So, yeah, catch you Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock, same back channel. I'll post it. Post the link like I usually do. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.